Hello, everybody. This is Jose David or Joe David Cantu from Hispanic News Online. I keep promising you that I'm going to bring you one Latino and one Latina every day for Hispanic Heritage Month, and here I have another one for you. This man came across him by accident. I saw one of his videos that he had put up on YouTube, and I was like, what in the world are these guys doing? I need to get to know this man. So I reached out to Luis, and we became buddies instantly. So I want to introduce you to probably the most controversial Latino political video guy out there right now, man. If you haven't seen his videos, you guys got to start checking him out. Luis, tell the people who you are, man.
Yeah, thank you, thank you for the controversial. Yeah, yeah. You ain't seen nothing yet, right?
Yeah.
Thank you, JD. It's my pleasure. Thank you for the invitation. My name is Luis Blanco Nazoa. I'm a television producer, content creator of the new term is used these days. I have a long experience in Spanish TV here in the United States. I'm originally from Venezuela. I worked for Univision for many years. I did news, I did sports, I did entertainment. Some of my shows, some of you may remember, I worked for Noticiero Univision. I worked for Portada, the old news magazine. I was the executive producer. I was assignment editor for Noticiero Univision. I created a youth magazine, now kind of legendary, Control, with Carlos Ponce and Cote de Pablo. Then I did Fuera de Serie with Fernando Fiore and Sofía Vergara. I created and developed República Deportiva, the sports magazine at Univision. And then I became independent. I moved back to Texas with my family. I lived in Miami a long time, and I have a small content production company now called Cinemaica, and I'm developing content, Latino-based content in English and Spanish. One of my projects is called MasPolitica, the one you were talking to. It's a YouTube channel. We have a marketing deal with the Mitú network, and we do a political tutorial for young people. That's what we are now. And yeah, some of the stuff is controversial. We try to use humor and satire to get the point across, to get the attention of young people. It's targeting millennials, Latino millennials, with the hope of getting them involved in the political process, which, as you know, is very important. And most of our millennials are really reluctant to participate because you know how that is, politics, and they have a lot of better things to do. But anyway, that's our goal. And that's what we're working on right now.
Guys, he's very modest. The man is incredible. He's fabulous,
Well,
and
thank you.
he's actually when he breezed over this Mas Politico thing. Don't don't believe him, because when I first watched it, it was like watching school. If you guys remember Schoolhouse Rock, I'm nothing but a bill, that type of stuff. That's what these guys are doing, but with street lingo, very very Hispanic, viewpoints, and they're teaching. They give you the basics of everything from how the Congress works, how electoral votes, everything, and you know what? They're bringing it in the Latino voice, man. They bring it to you, what I call after school rock on steroids, man. They are they are bringing it, and they're not holding back to some things. Sometimes they're a little too borracho for me, but you know what? That's okay. We need a little bit of stirring up. So, how is it going with this project? Because I know that you've been doing it for a little bit. How's the Mas Politico going?
It's been a year. It's a labor of love. I have to say, I was lucky enough as a producer to find young Latino talent, and that are interested in politics. All the guys that you see on the project, they're all like political junkies. They're writers, they're comedians, actors, and they love politics. And in talking with them about other projects that I'm working on, I discovered their interest on politics. So that's how the whole thing started. And the idea was I wanted to use some of their energy to put it in, to create the project. The idea was and still is to put together, produce tutorials and do sketches about politics, the political system, politicians, issues, and government in general, just for people who have no idea about our political system here in America can learn. And we figure the best way to do it with some sort of some sense of humor, tongue in cheek, if you will. And that's what we're doing. I mean, and these guys are all naturals. They use their energy and their input and their ideas and their style and their lingo, if you will, in communicating what we're doing. So yeah, basically we go through everything that is important to know: how Congress works, how the Supreme Court works, or what is our political system, and some of the big institutions and organizations that we see in the news, like the NSA and the NRA and the Koch brothers, and what's a liberal, what's a conservative, stuff like that. So the idea is, if you watch every week, you get a very general idea of what the system works. And the goal is to get them to register to vote. That's the idea. Get everybody, interested in the system and say, you know what, I'm going to participate, and we'll see what happens. We are doing very good in the sense that it's a hard effort. It's not easy to build an audience on YouTube and on Twitter. We've been lucky enough that we work at it every week. We devote so many hours to, socializing, if you will, with our community. And we have a large following of Latinos and non-Latinos who are interested in politics and interested in issues like immigration and voter registration and women issues. And we try to kind of like create our content based on their interests. So it's a slow process. I mean, we're just optimistic. We knew it was going to take a long time, especially dealing with politics. Not everybody loves politics like we political junkies. And so we just celebrated our first anniversary. And by the way, you can check it out in your website. And also you can go to our website, which is MasPolitica.com, MasPolitica, tal cual in Spanish.com. And you can also check out our channel on YouTube, which is MasPolitica. Just search MasPolitica, which is youtube.com/user/MasPolitica. And that should take you to our videos. So we have everything. We have some funny stuff, and we have some other videos. We do a lot of musical satire, using pop music and sometimes changing the lyrics and to make a point about politics. And all that stuff is there. Take your time, just get a couple of beers, sit down and enjoy. And in half an hour, you can get a sense of what we're doing. Every episode is like 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 4 minutes, depending. So it's very easy to digest. And then the talent, you'll see, they're great. There's 4 guys and a girl. They live in California. They're all Hispanics. They're all Latinos, fully bicultural, bilingual, which is our audience. And they're millennials too, which is our audience.
So when Hollywood gave you all the money to do this and produce all this, what are you laughing at? Didn't they give you all that money to produce this?
Yeah. Yes, they did.
So,
again, remember I said this is a labor of love.
So tell me, how does someone go about and do this, man? I mean, give us a little insight of how this works with you guys.
The idea is, I mean, in my case, I'm being a television producer. I'm, knowing how to create content and how to develop content. I mean, it was a little bit easy. It was easy. I hate to say it's easy, but I mean, that's what what I do. I create television, I create visual, video content. So doing a YouTube project was something I always wanted to do because of the freedom that it is just amazing doing something in your editing room with your friends, with your cameras, and anything goes, and then you put it together and then you just put it out there for the world to see. It is fascinating. I mean, it's a revolution that I wanted to be part of, and these guys wanted to be part of. So it was like one of those, match, made in heaven. I wanted to do a political project. I didn't know exactly what it was. And then when I met the guys and we started talking, and me realizing how interested they were in politics, that's when the whole thing, all the gears started turning. I said, well, what can we do? So in our brainstorm, we decided to do something like that. Why don't we teach young audiences about politics? Of course, teaching is something that sometimes people get scared. I don't want to be taught. I don't want to be educated. I just want to be entertained. So you have to kind of like keep that in mind at all time. You have to be entertaining, because otherwise people just turn you off. So that's how the thing started. So it was like, okay, I mean, again, like I said, I have some production company. I have a partner, and we have some, modest, budget, and we decided to invest on this. And we just get together. We film in their places, in their apartments. We do, what they call chroma key, and I have a couple of friends editors that help me out in putting together graphics and stuff like that, and a lot of cooperation. And the guys write, I rewrite, I write, and they add their elements. It's a very cooperative effort, but I always try to have their curiosity in mind at all times, because I assume that if they want to know about it, chances are, members of their community, their age group, millennials. I am not a millennial, as you can imagine, are interested in. So that's how we go about doing the thing.
Is it possible for somebody who, I don't know, they're in South Dakota or Mississippi or somewhere that it's not Hollywoodish, or dealing with television or media stuff, components, could do something like this?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Again, like I say, and it's a cliche, but it's true. We're going through a revolution. History, the history of communications, if you will, is being changed as we speak, with all the digital revolution and the easy access to cameras and editing systems. Even with your iPhone, some of the stuff that you see in our channel is shot with an iPhone. We add a special lens, and we have a little app that help us adjust the exposure and stuff like that. But anybody can do it. The important thing is to have as they always say in the YouTube world, you gotta have something to say. You gotta have a message. What do you want to talk about it? And if you're well defined on that, chances are you're going to find an audience. And also, YouTube has a lot of tutorials on how to do it, how to shoot, how to do a simple production. Yes, anybody can do it. You just need the drive and the curiosity and the style and how you want to do it, how you want to express yourself. It really doesn't matter. You just got to be yourself and do your thing, whether it's serious, funny, dramatic, controversial. Just be nice. I mean, that's what I would say. Just be nice. But yeah, I mean, anybody can do it. Anybody can do it. In fact, that's what the YouTube basis is. That's how they started, with just people uploading crazy stuff. Now, of course, it's becoming more and more professional, but yeah, anybody can do it.
We're in the media business, so we know that, content is king. And aren't you, I mean, we're seeing it. I don't know about you, but I'm not gonna speak for you, but isn't it? Don't you see that there's a lot more need and for Latino content out there, for Hispanic and Latino content?
Absolutely, absolutely. I guess in a way, Hollywood, the communications establishment in America, kind of thought that, well, Latino, they have their Univision and they have their Telemundo and they have their local station, and we don't really need to sit down and try to cater to this audience because they're already taken care of and we can't compete with the language. I mean, that is not really a reality anymore, because the universe, as you may know, the universe of Spanish television might be, maybe, I'm kind of like throwing a number here, the universe of actual Latinos who watch Univision and Telemundo and all the Spanish media is about maybe 10 million people, 15 million people out of the 50 some million Latinos. So doing content in English is where the vacuum is, the need is. And after 2010, when the new census numbers came out and the American entertainment industry realized that there were 50 million Latinos and growing, they all went like, whoa, 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 who are these people? Where are they? What's their income? We need to get to them. And they are looking for ideas. They are looking for ideas.
And
What ideas they're looking for? How do they go about it? What exactly do they want? That's where the difficult part is. But and I have been going through this process with my business partner. We knock on doors in Hollywood and we say, listen, we want to do this. You want to talk about it? They let you in for the meeting. You don't need an agent. They really pretty much, if you say that you have Latino content or you're creating content that can catering to Latinos, but it has some sort of a universal appeal for all audiences, they listen to you. But then again, they're looking for cliche content. They're not going to take a chance just on somebody with that experience. And that's where all these obstacles come in. But they are looking for content because they know they need it. They need it. And notice in the past television season, they made some changes. They made some strides, like the Asian American show, Of the Boat, I think is called.
Right.
Then think of what's the other one, the Blackish. Even though we always had black entertainment. Black African American.
But Empire was huge. This
Empire is another one. So in the African American content, if you will, the quota, I think they're doing very well. They still need Latino. We had that comedy that
Christina.
Cristela so did, and it was a good show. My friend Carlitos Ponce was in it, and I was kind of like watching the show and praying and keeping my fingers crossed that show made it, so more shows will come in. And that's all it takes. It takes one show making it, one Latino base. It doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be a Latinada, as I say, that only Latinos understand. No, it doesn't have to be like that. It has to be something where Latinos can relate and can see themselves saying, you know what? There's nothing wrong with this, detective or this comedy or this drama or whatever, having a Latino as a lead. So once they do it, they haven't done it. I don't think there's anyone right now. I can't think of any Latino-based content on the networks or the major cable. No, there's none. Sofia, of course, in Modern Family, but she plays a cliche character.
Right.
And Latinos don't like, but Americans do. American non-Latinos in general like. So, hence the success. Plus the ensemble is awesome. So, God bless her, and it's been a total success. But there's nothing. But yeah, the need is there. They're looking for the content, and I just encourage anybody with ideas, scripts, filmmakers, writers, actors to just push it, because the Hollywood needs it and they know it. Okay. It's interesting.
It is very interesting. So, Luis, if I had a group of students or Latinos, young Latinos in front of us, and you had to impart some wisdom to them, what would you say to them?
Well, the first thing that comes to mind is, the cliche.
Keep it clean. Keep it clean.
No. It can be nasty and dirty. It's fine. Follow your instinct. If you think you have something to say in any media, whether it's singing, dancing, filmmaking, writing. And if you think you have something to say, and you got to have that need, that's the essence of communication. You got to have a need to communicate something. If you have it, you have to pursue it. You cannot wait for the opportunity or the right, academic title or the right partner to push. If you think you have it, you got to pursue it. You have to pursue it. And nowadays, it's so easy. If you're a dancer, just set up your iPhone, do your dance routine, put it out there. You never know who's going to be watching. And if you're good at your craft, chances are you will be seen. So somebody's going to notice you, whether if you're a writer, if you're a poet, if you're a painter, sculptor, a videographer, an actor, whatever, anything that you want to express, you have to do it. You have to pursue it. And this is the time to do it. This era, if you will. Years before it was more difficult. And now there's so many outlets. And again, like I said, and I really stressed it, if you're Latino under those circumstances, that you need something, you have this need to express something. There is an interest out there. This is our moment. This is really our moment. And the whole controversy with Donald Trump and immigration is adding more oxygen to that fire. We are going through an interesting season, if you will, era in our country right now, us Latinos. We're hot.
We're hot. Well, that whole thing that I this is why we're doing this podcast, and I keep repeating this to people on podcasts, is that we are trying to debunk the Trumpisms that they're being put out there. Those negative connotations of who we are not. And we're not that. We're not what they're saying we are. So I'm introducing people like yourself to the community and saying, look, this is the Latinos that are really out there and are doing stuff for the community. This man is a director. He does his own thing, but on the side, he goes out and creates MasPolitica, which is I'm predicting, and you know this. I called you the first day and I said,
yes,
I don't even know who you are, but you got to be with us. I don't care because you're going to be huge, and I want to be huge with you someday. Because next year, I think that you guys, do you have some projects coming up for next year for MasPolitica that you want to even?
Yeah, we are going to, as the campaign, develops and grows, and the whole primary process happens. We'll be trying to cover it as much as we can, both explaining what's going on, the issues to the audience, and also kind of like making fun of the whole thing, because it's kind of like a circus. I hate to say it, but the whole political process right now in America,
it's a circus.
Funny,
yeah.
It's funny. So it's so easy. Making fun of Donald Trump, please, is so easy. It makes it. Even Hillary and Bernie and everybody. Carly Fiorina.
Well, you have 36 people to hit, man.
I know. No, yeah. So the basic idea is to cover more and more of the campaign of what's happened and explain, and of course, hammer the idea that you have to register to vote. We have a couple of tutorials on how to register to vote, and we are going to work. We're working with a couple of organizations to do voter registration rallies and explain the voter ID rules in different states and do the warnings and red flags. If you live in the state, be careful. Make sure you have this, you have that. You got to participate, and also make everybody understand. That's another point we have in our agenda. It's not just electing the new president, but also making sure that there is a balance at Congress. How important it is to also consider who's running for senator in your state and who's running for representative, and who is your representative. We always telling them, in fact, we have it on our website. We always telling them how to contact, and the line that we use is how to contact and bug your representative. Find out who he or she is, and give them hell, write to them, tell them how you feel. Even when the people write to us and they say, yeah, I agree with you and blah blah, I say, well, I'm glad you feel that way. Make sure your representative knows how you feel. feel. So that's sort of our goal for the next year, and we'll see what happens. We are not really partisan per se. We are open minded, kind of progressive in many things, but we just want people to participate. We don't care if you're conservative or liberal or libertarian or whatever. The important thing is to get you involved, to make sure that your vote counts, so the system knows that yes, it's true. Latino vote is very important. Latino vote counts.
Well, you know what, Luis? I am so glad you got together with the kids. Not only are they good looking, they're talented, they're
Yeah,
funny,
they're
and
all.
they're awesome. But I'm glad that you're doing this, man, because
Thank
you're
you.
you're you're doing something that I had never seen before, and you're educating the Latino community, and that's a really powerful thing what you guys are doing. So, I really congratulate you on what you're doing. So I'm going to give you a few minutes here to just go ahead and give me all the plugs, baby, because I know that people need to see you and need to find you. So give me all the information on how they can get a hold of you.
Yeah, just remember the name Más Política, MAS in español, of course. Más Política, one word, MasPolitica. Más Política, you can put it on Twitter. On Twitter is Más Política one, the number one. There was another Más Política. On YouTube is the same thing, MasPolitica. That's the channel. You'll find it if you put it on. You can Google it, MasPolitica, and we'll show up. And the web page is maspolitica.com. We were lucky to find all that everybody could use. All the social network media had the MasPolitica available. So that's the basic thing. You can do it on Twitter. You can go to Facebook too. I'm sorry, Facebook, Instagram is all MasPolitica. So you'll find us there, and write to us, disagree with us, send us ideas, bitch at us, whatever you want, but watch and kind of get the idea of what we're doing.
And
And
don't
it's fun. It's a fun project, I have to say, even though, again, if it's politics and it's hard to build an audience, but it's a fun project. So,
and don't forget, folks, you can also see it on
and of
WWH,
course, yeah,
WWHNonline.us, because we carry them. Because,
yeah.
man, I'm telling you, I love these guys. I think they're doing great
Yeah.
stuff, and I
And
more
I
power to
thank
you.
you. I thank you, JD. I really appreciate your support. You were an early, very, very early believer in our project, and I will always be grateful to you for your support and your friendship. And I also appreciate and love your stuff, the stuff that you're doing, trying to present ideas from the Latino perspective, which is it's always fascinating. And
Well,
I commend you for your work, and I thank you.
mira, you're making me blush a little bit. Oye,
Oh God,
compadre, you know what?
let's go have a beer. Let's
Let's
have a
go ahead.
beer.
You know what, guys? It sounds like we know each other and we're like all compadres and we hang out all the time. I've never met the man, but I love his work and I think he's doing a great thing. So, hey, if you have any interest in political issues or learning or having somebody that doesn't have any information about how the political system works, please tune in and watch Mas Politica. These guys are doing great.
Tell your
Uh,
kids. Tell your kids. Tell the
yeah,
young
tell your
people.
kids, everybody, because you know what? Everybody needs to learn. And Luis, I want to thank you for coming on board and doing this with me. I can't tell you enough thanks for being the part of this first 30 for 30 series that we're doing.
God,
And I hope that people follow you and listen to you and write to you. And you know what? If you're a young budding videographer or you have questions, I'm pretty sure if you email Luis, he'll
yes, they
respond to you.
can. You go to the page, the maspolitica.com, and there's a contact there. Send me any information. I'll be more than happy. And if you want to audition, if you have a young millennial who would like to be part of the project, I would love to consider it. Oh yeah, I'll do an audition. Anybody who wants to express a political point, I'll be more than happy to consider it.
Mira, 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 mira. You see, the man is open to any.
Even if it's old farts too are welcome.
So you see, the guys, it's an open-ended invitation by Luis. So, guys, I want to thank Luis one more time, and I hope that you guys stay tuned because mañana es otro día, and we're gonna have another Latino and Latina for you, and we're
Thank
gonna keep doing it for 30 days because I want you to meet some of the most extraordinary people that I have met in the last year throughout the U.S. and the things that they're doing for not only the Latino community, the Hispanic community, however you want to call it, but they're also trying to better our community as a whole in the U.S. So please stay tuned to Hispanic News Online, and please tell your friends because we've got 30 very interesting Latinos that some of you have never heard of, and they don't have a PR machine. They're just people who are doing good stuff around the country that I just happened to, come across. And I hope that you guys are enjoying it because I'm really enjoying talking to the folks that are coming on for the podcast. Once again, 30 for 30 for Hispanic Heritage Month. Come and join us mañana. Gracias a todos y Luis, adiós.
Chao, gracias.